Let's talk a little bit about not your criminal history, but your time in jail, man. I heard you were in the county at 16.
16,
Fuck.
bro. Where do I start, man? Straight jungle, man. I gave a fake name because if not, I would have ended up going to YA. And we got busted for a kidnap. My homies were like, just give him a fake name, man. So you go to the county. So I gave him a fake name. And I go to the county, bro, for the first time, and right away, bro, it was on, man.
What year was this?
94.
Okay, 94.
1994. 9500. 9500, man, is when it was cracking in the 9,000 floor. My first riot, bro.
How was that?
9500. Woof. I ain't gonna front, man. It was for the first minute or so. I froze, bro. Like
right.
It's like a war zone, man. And it was vicious, man. Once that little fear goes away, the adrenaline kicks in, and you start participating. I was a little kid, man. I was still growing.
You were 16 with grown ass men in there.
Yeah, and exactly. And back then, it was just can't even describe it, man. It was a whole different vibe, man, and energy, and the viciousness was you can't even describe it.
You feel it in the air.
Yeah, the feeling in the air. And some of it, I mean, I look back and I'm glad I experienced it because it's part of my journey, man, part of my testimony. But yeah, that's back then you used to be able to they call it roaming. We used to be able to go from the 9,000 to the 3,000 to the you go as long as you're back for count.
Right.
That's it, man. And back then they had money.
That's right.
You had the money bags, the wet 40s.
What's 40s?
You had the drugs everywhere, bro. Like in the 2,000 floor, for instance, one cell, the homies are slamming. The next cell, they're smoking rock. The next cell, they're gambling. Next cell, someone's getting beat up. The next cell, the Morenos are in there, dice. The next, and it was just.
It was like a mirror of the streets, almost.
Yeah, but it was like, it was how do you say it? I'm trying to look for the right word.
It's like one of those movies when you walk down and you see all these little cubby holes.
Yeah, and it was all just, it was all
concentrated.
Just concentrated. That's the word. Concentrated in this little
concrete
box,
man.
And the people outside, like, they have no clue. They picture jail like, oh, it's just, bars, people are. No, man, back then.
Jail was much different in the 90s, 80s, 90s, and until 2000s.
The reason it was crazier, I guess, for me back then, that's when the green lights started coming.
Right.
You know what I mean? I remember MS had it, the Maravillas. I was there when they started getting it, the Chinos.
Right.
The Asians, and man, bro, it was vicious, man. It was a vicious time in there.
Okay, so now after you're 16, did you catch any time for that case?
I was fighting a kidnap. It was a bogus kidnap case.
Right.
Actually, yeah. It was a kidnap case. Some dude that was giving us a ride. He wasn't from the hood. He grew up there. I think it was a gun. Gun came flying out the window mysteriously, and they had us hemmed up. They took us in, and the cops pretty much made this dude fabricate this story that we were kidnapping him. They scared him so that he doesn't have to go to jail. They try to say, well, because that was your car, that gun belongs to you.
Right.
These guys are going to go free, and you're going to go to jail. So he went along with their story, and he ended up saying that we kidnapped him. So we went, and they ended up dropping the case, and I got out. About a month later, boom, right back in the county for robbery. That was when I went on my first term. And I went to prison December 5th, 1995.
Wow.
Delano.
How old were you?
I was 17.
Oh, did they know you were 17 at the time?
They didn't know. I gave them a fake name.
Another fake name.
Well, it was the same fake name.
Oh, okay. So you were running with that name.
So when I went to prison, actually from my whole prison time, which was pretty extensive, I had a J number, J87430. Some of you guys don't like to give out your CDC numbers, but
Yeah. That's a number you'll never
yeah,
forget.
that's a number I'll never forget. JH7430, man.
So how much time did you do on that robbery? From what year to what
I
year?
only got 2 years, bro. 2.5.
Okay, so you were
Two
in
and a
there.
half. Went to I went to Delano. Me and my homeboy Largo, rest in peace, man. We caught the chain together. He was my co-defendant. Went to the same building, to the Lifer building, D5.
Okay.
I still remember my homeboy Smokey, Jason was there. He actually landed with my homeboy Smokey in that cell. And I landed with the dude from Pacoima.
Okay.
Largo, I believe his name was from Pacoima. And then we got transferred to C-Yard, to the building, to the dorms. He went to a different building. And right before I caught the chain, I was going to go to this, I was actually, what do you call it, endorsed to go to Susanville, I think, level 1 or something.
Right.
And we ended up, the whites, they didn't want to deal with some dude. Some paperwork came in. And they didn't want to deal with their stuff, so we were like, you guys got to deal with them. They didn't want to deal with it. We were like, all right, we'll deal with it. But then we're going to deal with you dudes. And we dealt with the issue, and we kicked it off with them. And we went to the hole. That was the beginning of my journey, man. In the hole, I was getting, you know what I mean? Everything, cell extractions.
Acting a fool.
You know, in the little yard,
Right.
you know, regulating people. My point shot up, ended up in the level 4 in Calipat.
Okay.
And then I was, did my little time there. And that's when I was with Speedy
Okay.
from North Hollywood boys,
Right.
man. And I always remember him playing handball with young Speedy. And
That's right.
And I believe it was Lefty. Was it Lefty?
Muhammad,
Lefty.
Muhammad
Your
Lefty
homeboy
was, Muhammad Lefty was there too.
From North Hollywood boys.
Yeah, he's still out and about, but I mean, he's doing good now.
Yeah.
Now, you're in level 4 yard where? Calpetra?
Calipat, yeah, C-Yard.
Did you parole from there?
I paroled from there, yeah.
So how much
And,
time did you end up doing on your robbery?
I did like, I don't know if I maxed out. Almost close to maxing out, so somewhere. I only got 2 years.
All right, so then you did your 2 years. You're out now, so it's what, like 97, 98
7,
now?
yeah.
Okay, so take me through these
So
years.
I get out,
Right.
I get out, and I was only out, I don't know, probably till like July 97.
Back to the hood?
Back to the hood, now, you know what I mean? Fresh out of prison, you know what I mean? I'm like 100 pounds, but I'm walking around like I'm 200, you know what I mean? Solid.
You just came out to level 4, homeboy.
Came out the 4 yard, I had a little, working out, busting down, but I was small. You got that little edge, man.
You come with a different mentality
got
also.
different mentality.
More of a shark.
Yeah, and back to the hood, you got a little bit more respect. I met a new little generation.
Of course.
And then I get busted for another robbery. It was a grand theft person. This one, I was with my homeboy, 3-Star, rest in peace.
Right.
Some dude was walking in the neighborhood looking like a gang member. And we jumped off. Well, I didn't jump off. I was driving, actually. And just jammed him up. And the dude, he was in from nowhere, but he was acting smart. So the homies just, jacked him for whatever he had.
Right.
And we took off. We ended up getting cracked, pulled over, boom. And we got busted for that. I was actually gonna get like 9 years
Okay.
for that case, but they ended up offering us a sweet deal.
What was the sweet deal?
2 years. 2 years, bro. You know that. 2 years.
Another sweet deal, huh? All right, so now we're back going to the joint now, right? This
Going
is
back
like
to the
98
joint,
or
yeah.
something.
Yeah.
So now where are you going?
Went back to Delano. This one, I hardly don't even mention this one, but they back then they were sending a lot of homies to CMC, and that place is, I don't know if you guys know, but that place,
Center of the PC.
yeah, it's considered. But back then there was like a yard, a quad, where there was a lot of good homies, and I ended up getting out of there, and went to the hole and paroled from there.
Okay, so then
But I spent most of my time in the county fighting the case, so that I spent most of my time
no, yeah, but so now you're out on this one again, right?
out on this one.
So you're just going on constantly in and
Yeah.
out runs right now.
Yeah, and then that's when I got out. And that's when the case, which I'm sure we'll get to,
Right. Yeah.
around that time, and then I was on the run. They were looking for me actually for this murder case. I was a suspect. They started raiding my house. They started they couldn't catch me, bro. They couldn't catch me.
Okay.
They were mad, bro. The Temple City Sheriff, they used to tell my homies, like, because they had a lot of close calls, and I always got away, bro. I was fast, and they could never catch me, bro. And I ended up getting busted. They raided my pad a bunch of times, and I was at my house.
Stashed away.
And I get up because there was where you went, you know.
Yeah.
I had a secret. It was a trailer.
Yeah.
Through under the trailer, and I'll come out through the back, and I had a secret getaway. So every time
By the wash and all that?
I got away by the wash, bro. That was it. You know what I mean? That was my little trail. I even in my boxers one time.
Right.
In my boxers, bro. Boom! I was running down the street in the neighborhood, and they finally got me.
Right.
They finally got me. I remember that movie Life with Martin, and then we went to go watch it. Me, my homeboy Downer, a few other homies. I remember we're smoking bud in there, and we're watching it. You know, we're laughing. Everybody's like looking at us. We're in the back. You know, like, where are these dudes? And I'll never forget it, man. I went back home, and I was eating. Boom, 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 boom. Open up, Tennessee Sheriff. This time same thing. Went through my trail. This time, I jumped the fence, and as soon as I jumped, boom, freeze! And some dude just walks up to me, and I remember he forearmed me, bro.
Right.
Boom! Laid me out. He didn't knock me out.
Yeah. Dropped you.
Me down, dropped me. And they just started stomping me out. You know the routine, bro.
Of course. I mean, you made me fucking run for you and get you.
Yeah, exactly. Because they used to tell my homies, when we catch him, you got something coming. And they ended up taking me. After that, after the usual, you know, routine, they took me in the back of the cop car. And they took me to Beaches. I sent you a pic right there. Beaches, in the parking lot, bro. And you know that light that they have on the side to light the street when they're passing by?
Right.
They turned it. I'm in the back seat, and the dude jumped off, and they left me there for like 15 minutes. They left the light on me, so I can't see
what's going on.
And they came one time, and they opened the door, and they tried to question me. One of my homeboys had just got shot. He didn't die inside his house. And they tried to question me about that. I'm like, I don't even know who you're talking about. What, you know what I mean? I didn't have nothing for him, you know what I mean? And they're like, what do you mean you don't know? You know, they started like, man, I don't know, man. Get away, you know. I ain't the one. And they left, bro. But we were there. It was quiet, bro. And I could see them talking. I was actually thinking that they were gonna either set me up. I was thinking they were gonna kill me.
They're gonna kill you, yeah, brother.
They're gonna kill me, or they're gonna set me up in a way
Something's
where someone's
going down.
gonna kill me. You know?
Right.
And I'll never forget it, bro. Because they were mad. They hated me, bro, because I was getting away, and they were trying to pump me for information and stuff like that. They actually used, you know, you're done, man. You're going away from murder. They try to use that, whatever. So I ended up getting busted. They never charged me officially. My parole charged me with the murder.
Right.
Because back then, they would charge you, parole can charge you for something, even though you're not charged technically by the county.
It violates you right there and then.
But I got a violation. I ended up doing a straight year in the county, went to Chino.
Right.
I was in a Sycamore, and then I went to Centinela. B yard first, then I went to A yard, paroled from Centinela.
What year was this when you're
I was there during the Y2K, so I paroled a little bit after that.
Okay.
In 2000. Then I got out, and next I was out for like 6 months. That's when I got busted for a strap, and I was at the Montebello Town Center.
Okay.
I remember we got into it with some dudes from Maravilla, from Fraser.
Right.
We got into it. I remember the dude had a strap, and I was telling my homies, they didn't want to go outside. I was telling the dude, let's go outside, man, let's go outside. You know, because I didn't want to get busted, you know.
Yeah, of course.
And the dudes didn't want to go outside, so I didn't even tell my homies. I went out to my car, and I got my strap, and I came back in, And long story short, man, the security and everybody, they started coming like, hey, come here. And I was strapped, you know. I was like, nah. Once they started getting closer, I booked it. And some dude came out of nowhere, man, need me. Boom. And I threw the strap. They couldn't find it, but we're in the food court. Right there in the middle. Everybody was brought, you know, in the daytime.
Yeah.
And I get busted for that. That's when I ended up doing... I think I got like 32 months or something like that. I did my time in the 3-yard in Delano.
Right.
And then they moved us, that's when I was telling you, they moved us to Old Corcoran. They did like an emergency transfer. They started shipping dudes out.
Right.
I ended up in Old Corcoran in the gym, and it was a level 4-yard, but I was a 3. And the gym, they put us in the gym. The rest was like, they had like the whole, like 2 buildings for the whole. They had some buildings for the Bulldogs. That's when we were going at it with the Bulldogs.
Right.
And then one of the buildings was like HIV. It was all HIV people. And then I paroled from there. When I paroled from there, that's when the first time I was ever out for a whole year. I stayed out for a whole year. This was 2002 to 2003.
Okay. And then what happened?
Well, during that time is when I really, it was a pretty intense time, man. I went back to the hood and went back to gangbanging, bro. Went back to like really active. I was really actively.
You're
out
really
there.
involved in your neighborhood this time.
Yeah, and it was a lot of stuff going on, man. I actually started waking up to a lot of things too. That's when I think I started waking up spiritually in a sense, I guess I could say.
Right.
But I was still, still in the hood and all that. Ended up getting busted. Went on a high-speed chase with my little homies. Got busted for some straps. I got away, bro, on a high-speed chase. But they ended up finding us. We were in the back. We were like in the back house.
Right.
And some lady, they were looking for us, man, chopper and everything. And this lady, she seen us through the window. And boom, we got cracked. And then that's when I got 32 with 80 for that.
Right.
Stayed in the county, went to, I believe, where was it? Centinela. Back to Centinela. I was almost out, picked up a case for a weapon.
Right.
Went to the hole. I was going to get 10 years for that case. Offered a sweet deal again.
Another sweet
They
deal.
offered me another sweet deal. Guess how much?
2 years, brother.
2 years, bro. And with half this time, I wasn't even eligible for half.
Right.
And then from the hole, I got transferred. My points shot up. Went to a level 4, the 180 in Tehachapi.
Okay.
Went to Tehachapi. Went to the hole. I went to the hole from Tehachapi. Got into some stuff there.
Right.
Got transferred to New Corcoran, SADF. That was the last prison I ever went to, man. On January 1st, 2008, they cracked the door open. And they let me out, man. They let me out. I was out for about a month and a half. That's when I paroled to my sisters in Rancho. Actually, I paroled to my sisters, but they didn't want to let me go back to parole there. They wanted me to go back to the neighborhood. And I had a fight. I had a 602 it from the streets. They finally let me parole to my sisters. And I went to the Ontario parole office. And that's when I get my parole officer there, the gang units there. They start questioning me about this murder that happened in 1998.